Hi. I imagine some of you might have some questions. Let me skip them and simply say this. Don't ask. The last 50 days have been some of the worst of my life, a seemingly endless series of misfortunes, bad luck and roadblocks, which seems to not be quite done yet and could potentially end in a giant middle finger that could see me lose up to $2,000. So if I seem edgy or annoyed or aggressive, it's because I'm simmering on the verge of bloodlust and wanting to Hulk smash everything in sight in a fit of uncontrolled violent rage. Hopefully that should answer your questions. Anyway, this story with Melanie, Mack, and Regime Lemming number 5685, pardon for being late to this story, I may have had some problems. And for those of you suggesting I drink, no. If you have a problem and you drink, you have a drinking problem. I got that quote from a movie, actually. Magnificent, very underrated, called Resolution, but anyway. This is a curious unfolding saga, and yes, it is totally e-drama, but there is an element of regime statecraft that should raise an eyebrow or two if you happen to be paying attention. Now, Alyssa, let me give you the lowdown on this failure of a so-called games journalist. She used to be a cam girl. You know that? Which makes my previous joke about her services no longer being necessary less funny and more truthful. Also, ew, gross. Also goes to show that GoMeter really do hire objectively terrible human beings. Secondly, former cam girl turned entry-level regime pleb. So sold what little dignity she had for money and then sold her soul for a minor chance at power. You know, there's a certain 5-letter word that starts with a W that describes this kind of person. Again, scripts completely replaceable because they have a lot of personal problems that can be co-opted by the state and serve their ends because they ultimately have no control over their own lives, which can be blamed for when things go south and sour. Emblematic of the activist class, really. Useless, mentally unwell, selfish, childish, and spiteful. Thank you, Scrum, for that summation. I'm telling you, these scripts are so predictable, it's not even funny at this point. They'll be stuck in what you can call an ideological coma for as long as the regime persists, I suspect. Again, they have no minds of their own. Their courses are basically pre-planned by higher-ups, which is why they do seemingly incredibly stupid things that make no sense at all, like saying this on the Twitter. Also, if you know any decently popular gaming personalities and/or streamers who have seen a meteoric rise in popularity shortly after adopting more reactionary views, email me. Reactionary, which in this case is code for stop politicizing our games and fuck off. Yeah, is less politically reactionary, more just objectively reactionary. By the way, someone should get a rise in prominence after expressing more reactionary views. Geez, I wonder why that might resonate with the audience at this current point in time. And here is her quote tweeting herself. There is a story I've been simmering that I really want to pick back up again. If anyone has any connections to a prominent female Twitch streamer gaming personality who leans very hard into Christianity and homophobia, DM me or email me, a link in bio. Again, out in the open she does this, as if this is not accessible to anyone with eyes in a Twitter account, including Melanie herself. She behaves as if she has some kind of like stealth ninja powers or something, again, seemingly very stupid. To which Melanie replies, you know, you could always just talk to me if you want, but it looks like you'd rather find people who don't like me to help you formulate some hate and lies to fit a narrative you've inevitably made up in your head for your witch hunt. And then she protects the tweets, and then goes back to normal, as if we can't see this from a bloody mile off. Again, crappy stealth ninja. You know, it's very obvious why she's going after Melanie, because Melanie called Kotaku gay last year, which is really funny, especially given the seething reaction, and Melanie has things that Alyssa never will. Actual fans and is a smoking hottie. And yes, I will defend saying that in the face of the inevitable thoughts of, oh, Spoon is simping for Melanie. Because for some reason in the 21st century, you can't just say a woman is objectively attractive without accusations of being a simp on the one hand and or sexual harassment on the other. Which I find very bizarre, especially in this space considering gamers freak the hell out if you happen to see a female that's been robbed of her bums and booba. So I will tell you what, chaps, you can defend your animated waifus and I will defend the actual woman. How's that sound? I'm totally strawmanning the hell out of this, but screw it, it's funny. Come on, lads, your one job is to defend the women who don't suck. She's very cute and calls people she opposes as based. I will defend it just for that alone. That word needs to make a damn comeback. That word used to describe attention-seeking people who just got on your bloody nerves, and good lord does that describe so many freaking people these days, damn. Now, from what I've seen, Melanie did post on this because Alyssa blocked her. What a shock that is. Presumably because she's an idiot who decided to tell the internet what she had planned, and Melanie could simply screenshot it all and tell everyone, yeah, here's the reasons X, Y, and Z why I'm not talking to her. Also, with little information that has been exchanged behind the scenes, I believe there was some, Melanie can just post it if the hit piece comes out, because it'll be the actual words of Melanie versus some cheap smearing clout seeker who did such a terrible job with the Sweet Baby Inc. stuff, it caused the lead editor to resign after Go Media decided to course correct a little for about 5 minutes and then greenlit several pieces, apparently by Alyssa. And like I said before, stop thinking this is about the free market fighting. These entities defend state-funded media apparatus pieces. They are part of the bureaucracy. However low they might seem, they are still there. Totally discardable material, mind you, but they are still there. I think Grums had a good point as well, that Kotaku is scrambling for relevancy, as is Alyssa, and now she wants to gun for the top job after Glennon, Kotaku's top editor, departed. Ironically, Alyssa is trying to get a higher profile by writing the very same kind of gunk that Glennon resigned over because the higher-ups told them that they can't write that kind of crap anymore. And if you're going, what? That makes no sense. Exactly. Why do you think I said the state is involved here? Because no sane person would look at this, employee X resigns throwing a hissy bitch fit because they can't write material B, company approves future writings by employee Y, which features material B, and think, yeah, that move totally makes sense. Good lord, I hate this timeline we're stuck in. Cheers for watching, and once again, I apologize for nothing.